Hey guys, Ray from Love You RV. In this video, I'm going to install a new water pump into our RV, kind of upgrade it. This is the model I've been using for the last 5 or 6 years. It's a ShurFlo 12 volt, 3 gallons per minute pump and a 7.5 amp max. So it's kind of your standard water pump that's in a lot of RVs these days. But I decided it's starting to get a little long in the tooth. Every once in a while, its check valve fails, and the city water will start to fill my fresh water tanks. So they only last so long, and we've been boondocking a lot over the years. So I kind of was looking on Amazon for different pumps, and I came across this one called USA Adventure Gear ProGear 5300. Same thing, 3 gallons per minute. But the thing that intrigued me is it said made in the USA. Actually, the parts are made in the USA. It's a US company, small business based in Colorado, I've come to learn. And so I decided, okay, let's get one of those. Very pricey compared to the ShurFlo. The ShurFlo was, $70, $80 range. This was $189, I believe. But I was thinking we dry camp off grid quite a bit, so I decided I'd like to get a really good pump for the RV, really beefy pump. So that's the one I went for. Now they sent it out. It went through Amazon, and unfortunately I got the wrong one. When I opened the box, I expected to see this pump here, and what I saw was this pump here, which is the ProGear 3200. So somehow there was a mix-up or a return with Amazon. So what I did is in the packaging there was a phone number, and I actually called it. It's called the company, and probably within 45 minutes I got a call back from one of the guys there and explained the problem, and they did send out a replacement pump for me and apologize. They say they have not a lot of control over some of the Amazon shipping, and I guess it's around Christmas. Anyway, I've got this pump now, so I'm going to install it in the RV and let you know how I install it. I'm going to have to do a little bit of a change. I'm going to have to, rather than hook it directly to my wiring, I'm going to have to put in a relay, because this is a higher amperage pump. This pump can do 12 amps max, and the water pump switch in my rig is only rated for 8 amps, so I'm going to install a high amperage relay for that. So let's get to it. So my water pump lives in the far rear corner of the RV. They had kind of made a carpeted, slanted box for it. I had actually modified it a bit and made my own box and covered it with some vinyl there and made a lid for easy access to it. So I've unscrewed that from the wall so I can get at things. And here's the ShurFlo pump that we've been using. You can see there's quite a bit of extra plumbing pipe there, but they say to loop it around just to reduce noise, so that's what that's all about. And also I have the winterizing kit installed here. I'm using some foam just to quiet things down. So here's the wire that I've run. This is 6 gauge. This black one just goes down below, and then it's connected to the frame of the RV for a negative return. And then this red one I went under and threaded it underneath the underbelly and popped it up over at the power distribution center. I'll show that when we're ready to power things up. So we just got to take this one out and install the new one. Before I unhook it, I'll give you a comparison here between the two. This is the one that, like I said, I've been using. It's a ShurFlo, 3 gallons per minute, fuse 10 amp. Says amperage 7.5 amps max, and you can see it's quite a bit smaller than the USA Adventure Gear one here, the Glacier XE. It says 12 amps max, also 3 gallons per minute. So yeah, it's quite a bit of beefier in size. Let me just give you a demo of this pump before I unhook everything. We'll check the sound on it. First I'll do the kitchen sink. The kitchen sink has an aerator in it, so I find it cycles the pump. And then I'll turn the bathroom faucet on. It'll run steady, and then I'll turn 2 faucets on so that it ramps up in RPM, I guess, because it'll pump faster. Okay, so I've hooked up the electrical. I'll just explain it to you. This is positive and negative. These are the new wire runs for my higher amperage run. The negative is going back and attaching to the negative of the new pump. The positive is going up to the high amperage relay and through a switch and then back to the pump. And then the green and the white wire here is the existing power that used to come to the pump, and it goes through my my switch, my water pump switch on the wall. So now when I switch that, it's going to throw this relay and it should turn on the pump. So let me just go throw the switch and we'll see if she actually works. Good deal, seems to be going. So connecting the wires, I used solder. It's just the way I am. I was a TV repairman for many years, and I just prefer soldering wires together. A lot of people will use butt connectors or whatever, twist connectors, whatever you want. But anyway, that's what I did. And this thing will get mounted against the wall back here, and then I'll have to figure out exactly where I'm going to mount the new pump. But next chore is to do the connectors here. Now these ones do have quick connects. Came with quick connects, and then I should be able to screw on my existing pump hose onto that, and then it'll just have quick connects like that. First I'll show you how I wired it into my panel. So I ran those wires underneath the RV and popped them up into my distribution panel. And right at the bottom here there was 2 empty lugs right down there. So there's that positive wire going into there. For fusing, I picked a 15 amp because the pump says 12 amp max, so that's a little bit above that, and it will protect if there's ever a short in that wire, that fuse will blow. If it happens to blow occasionally because of the pump, I might have to go up a little bit in amperage, but we'll play it by ear. Anyway, that's where that connection was made down there. This is actually my water pump switch. Now this is an upgrade over the original OEM switch. This is a sea level tank monitor. But looking in their manual, I believe it was 8 amps if the switch was good for 8 amps. And if you went above that, you had to install that relay so that you don't burn out this switch. Okay, so screwed on the plumbing piping, kind of rearranged it, tidied it up a bit. This pump's a bit bigger, so I kind of had to move it into a different location than the old pump so it will fit in my enclosure. Actually, I think I'm going to have to rebuild my enclosure sometime this summer when I get time, but this should do the trick for now. Got everything strapped and mounted the relay over on the side here. So we'll give you the same demo as before. Do the kitchen sink and then bathroom sink, and then put 2 taps on at the same time. So far I'm finding it a bit louder than the pump that was in there before. Put the case on and see how it sounds. You test what it sounds like in here. We're in the kitchen. I don't like that it can deal with quite a low flow like that. Really helps when you're boondocking and you're washing dishes that you can use a nice low flow. Still kind of pulses though. I think that might have to do with this head here kind of reduces the pressure quite a bit. And the most important thing, toilet flush. You really hear it ramp up in speed. There you go, another project in the bag. I'll come back in a few months after we've done our trip south and give you an update on how that pump performed for us, along with some other stuff that I've installed on this trip. Until next time, this is Ray from loveyouRV.com and my hummingbird friend. Happy trails, folks. Cheers, guys.